In a crazy attempt to avoid monopolies, save money, and help the environment by avoiding planned obsolescence-driven e-waste filling up our landfills, I'm trying something a little crazy. Building a modular, future-proof computer, anti-monopoly illustration, design, animation laptop that doesn't rely on Adobe, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Meta, or Apple. A Frame.Work computer running Linux basically means that I can get a powerful laptop and drawing tablet for about $600 to $1,300 that rivals my iPad Pro and MacBook Pro without any subscriptions and a free operating system. It's modular and cuts down on e-waste because every part of the computer is made to be easily swapped out with a single screwdriver. So when parts become outdated, I can upgrade those modular parts while retaining everything that still works instead of replacing the entire computer and tossing the old one in the bin. Everything from the monitor, keyboard, and case to the RAM, SSD, and motherboard are all completely modular. Whereas I've had to trash perfectly good monitors and cases over the years when I want to upgrade my Mac. So less e-waste piling up and poisoning our landfills. And running Linux means that I won't be surveilled by Windows 11 spyware AI or trapped in a walled garden turned prison that is the Apple ecosystem and the Stockholm Syndrome Adobe subscriptions. I'm not willing to sacrifice the quality of my work, and I'm a heavy Apple and Adobe user. I'll be documenting my experience in the hopes that if I'm successful, others can leave the walled garden turned prison and get out of it paying huge amounts towards subscriptions for software that is trying to sideline me with garbage AI. I'm not a coder, and I barely know how to make Linux do anything. Opening a terminal gives me pangs of anxiety, but so far so good. Linux is significantly more user-friendly than it was 15 years ago when I first tried and failed at this. The Frame.Work laptop came disassembled, and it took about 15 to 20 minutes to put it together with the single screwdriver that ships with it. Installing Ubuntu was extremely simple and would have been problem-free if I didn't give in to my baser instincts to skim the instructions rather than read the step-by-step instructions. Once I went back and read more carefully, I realized that I missed a step, and everything was smooth as silk after that. Installing apps is easy with Ubuntu's App Center, and I can tell you that I prefer the Frame.Work 12 drawing experience with their stylus to my iPad Pro. I'll do more on that in another video. But I also now have a functioning Tailscale VPN network running between my MacBook, my gaming PC, my Orange Pi, my iPhone, and my new Linux Frame.Work laptop. Essentially, I'm running a functioning remote file server for my comics, ebooks, audiobooks, movies, and file sharing, which I have all bought and paid for. No piracy here, but big shout out to Libation for helping me liberate some of the media that I own and purchase to be able to use on my various devices. In other words, this crazy, modular, future-proof, anti-monopoly experiment is off to a good start. So far, illustration seems very doable, graphic design and animation seem possible, and I shot portions of this video on my iPhone, airdropped the video to my Frame.Work, and then edited it on open source software that didn't cost me a dime, then exported that to my MacBook via Tailscale to clean it up and finish it off. I did all that to test various file sharing and video editing capabilities. It worked pretty well, with one or two minor hiccups, but I'll talk about that in future videos. So far, so good. So, if you're not a fan of monopolies, check out Frame.Work computers and use Linux. Ubuntu is really good. And my comic, Rage of Enlightenment, is also anti-monopoly, and you should read that for free on my website at corykerr.com/comic.